let's get to Venezuela, okay? A country, but also apparently not just the country, but basically has taken over parts of Aurora, Colorado. Let's take a look.
A legal migrant from Honduras was arrested after he was accused of stabbing a teenage girl at a baseball game in
Never mind. This is not about that. This is about a dude from Honduras. I swear to God, anytime a fucking undocumented migrant does a crime, they literally talk about it. Anytime. It's crazy. Okay? Anytime, bro. I swear, they're literally going to start talking about like fucking check fraud. Like, a guy from Guatemala actually shorted me $25. You need to know that Guatemalans are not to be trusted. Joe Biden is the reason for this. It's crazy, bro. Bro, listen. This does not mean that this isn't a horrific crime, okay? It is. It absolutely is, okay? But holy fuck, dude. You have to look at the numbers, goddammit. And numbers on the board, I'm sorry, no disrespect to the Guatemalan migrants, but they ain't doing enough, okay? They're not doing enough crime. They cannot outcompete natural-born U.S. citizen crime, okay? This is some DEI shit, dude. Republicans love talking about DEI, and then they're doing DEI for Honduran crimes, dude. They got like one guy that does one fucking stabbing a year in comparison to natural-born U.S. citizens doing it 10,000 fucking times a year, and they're like, the one time they do it, it's like, well, see? Why are you doing DEI for criminals? Stop highlighting this shit. 60 fucking 3, dude. Or not even 63. Not even 63. 25. 25 homicides. These motherfuckers can't kill for shit. 25 homicides in the fiscal year 2024, dude. 25. What the fuck? Bro, one white American school shooter hits that number over a fucking week, dude. In one good week of American school shootings, you hit that number. 2 different fucking American citizens can hit that number in 2 different goes. You know what I mean? What the fuck? Be for fucking real, dude. What are we doing here? It is fucking ridiculous, dude. It is ridiculous. It's like a fucking Honduran dude sneezes in your direction and you hear about it in local news, and then all the way at fucking Fox News is like, oh, dude, see? Told you, man. They don't put enough numbers on the board for you to care this much about it. There's got to be a different reason. I wonder what the different reason is. Oh my God, it almost feels like you're just a fucking racist psychopath. This is exactly how Breitbart used to operate back in the day when they had the black crime tab. As in, whenever a black person does a crime, they would get alerted and you would get alerted. If you followed the black crime tab on Breitbart, back when Ben Shapiro used to write for Breitbart. Fun fact, Ben Shapiro used to write for Breitbart. He was really upset that Milo Yiannopoulos was maybe doing too much Nazi stuff. And he was always on board with like most of the Nazi shit, just not the anti-Semitism. He didn't like that. But back when he used to write for Breitbart, they had a black crime tab. As in, anytime there was a crime done by a black person, people who follow that tab would get alerted. Okay? So why do you have that? Why is that a thing that they no longer have? Why did they have it back in the day? What could be the motivation for that? Why don't they have it anymore? Do you understand? Here are the school shooting deaths by year, second paragraph. There have been 129 people killed and 346 people injured from school shooters since 2018. Oh. Yeah, bro, there's like, dude, I'm telling you, there have been 204 school shootings in which at least one person was killed or injured since 2018. They had 22 school shootings in 2024. There's only been 7 killed in school shootings. This year's been particularly low for school shootings. Like, I think obviously 2022 was a big year for school shootings, 40 people. That's a lot. 100 people injured, 40 people killed in school shootings. I believe that was the Uvalde year. So, you know, school shootings are kind of on a downturn right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty bearish on school shootings. Like, obviously, once Donald Trump is reelected, we'll probably see a lot more gun culture, a lot less restrictions on guns. Like, we'll really bring those numbers back up, I suspect. So look for an entirely different trajectory on school shootings in the United States of America after November 5. So we still got a quarter to go. Obviously, there's one more school semester remaining. So we'll see what happens. But honestly, numbers are pretty low so far. I think one of the craziest statistics that I just found out is that in the year 2020, 3 people were killed in school shootings and 10 school shootings happened overall. How is that possible? School was not even in operation. Americans find a way to do school shootings when you don't even have school. During lockdown, Americans still did school shootings. Are you fucking kidding me? What did you do? Kill your mom? Did you do a homeschool shooting? What the fuck were you doing? Did you shoot up the Zoom meeting? How did you do a school shooting? 10 times during lockdown. Fuck. I hate this country. Everything that the fucking British say about, like, at least our schools are not a shooting gallery is true. Look at this. Oh. Lockdown started in March. They had 3 months to do school shootings. Holy shit. All right, let's get to the Venezuelan gangs. All right, this one is just about like this Honduran guy, I think. Crime and again.
For crimes like assault, robbery, domestic violence are migrants. In parts of Queens, they say the figure
75% of arrests in Midtown Manhattan are migrants. Oh my God, we are so racist. Bro, this is so unimaginably racist. Holy shit.
I want to bring in former FBI intelligence executive Josh School. Let's just get your initial thoughts about what we saw in Aurora, what we're hearing about in Massachusetts. We know that this is all across the country, but specifically in Aurora, why would the Aurora Police Department be reluctant to say this is a typical gang activity from trained Arawak?
Because they're woke. Because when they killed Elijah McClain, they did it in a woke way. Okay? That's why. Because they're fucking woke. They're gay. They're gay. They're woke and gay. They're trans, which is the most gay you can be and the most woke type of gay you are. Okay? That's why. Because that's the wokest police department of all time. Okay?
Agua.
Well, I think they're looking to substantiate proof in a law enforcement setting for a judicial proceeding. Well, you can highly suspect that it is gang from Venezuela. Until you actually can prove it, they're going to be reluctant to put out.
Yeah, cops never jump to conclusions when it comes to like pointing the finger of blame at a minority. Famously so. Cops always are so reluctant to make broad sweeping declarations that vilify marginalized groups of people and then also literally lie about it in a court of law. A practice so popularized in American policing that there's a term for it. It's called test-the-lying. Okay, like testifying, but instead of the "fy," you put the lie in there. Test-the-lying, lying on the stand. That's how commonplace of a practice that is in American policing. That there's a term for it. Now, having said all of that, it is wild that this fucking dipshit still is like, yeah, these cops are, they're brave boys and girls in the blue. And, they're doing due process. They're doing investigations. And I guess they haven't found sufficient evidence. Or maybe they're not. They looked at the fucking Ring video footage and were like, this looks insane. Let's go investigate. I know that they did that because I read a Fox News article. Or not, it wasn't a Fox News article. It was a USA Today article where the police chief says Colorado apartment is not being taken over by Venezuelan gang despite viral images. Okay? So what did the cops do is a question that you might have in this situation. Well, they fucking went to the apartment complex and asked around. Here they are at the apartment complex asking around. Here's some more viral, well, less viral, but still, images of them doing the job that they're supposed to be doing. And also, they asked the tenants, and the tenants were like, yeah, no, there is no gang coming around collecting rent. APD officers have been proactively patrolling the areas where there is suspected TDA activity. Today, Interim Chief Heather Morris and several officers connected with residents at the Edge at Lowry Apartments at Dallas Street and 12th Avenue to offer reassurances, provide updates on criminal activity in the area, and learn about living conditions at the complex. Below is an update from Chief Interim Period. Chief Morris is not working, of course, because Facebook fucking video. Classic. Tren de Aragua gang members confirmed in Aurora, Colorado. Rumors of the complex being run by the Tren de Aragua, a large criminal organization from Venezuela, began circulating. Dude, one of my favorite things is when conservatives are like so fucking racist or so transphobic that they learn like the intricacies of like Venezuelan gang activity in America. It's like no conservative should know what this gang name is, okay? For the record, I do want to point to something, okay? Do I believe that there is gang activity in a fucking slum? Yes, I do. In an underserved community, can some of those gang members also be a part of this Venezuelan gang? Sure. Do I believe that the Venezuelan gangs have actually fucking overtaken some of these slums and are collecting rent? No, I don't. I don't believe that. That's what is more likely in this circumstance is the slumlord decided to hit the racism button in an effort to evacuate the slums that he is the landlord of, that he is left in a dire situation, and instead is trying to get them out of there so that they can, I guess, like demolish it and rebuild something else. Oh. I always voted green for 10 plus years and I always will, brother. And now I'm running green for Senate. I have thousands who back me already. I'm speaking at many churches, metal shows, anywhere I can. We still here, brother. I love you regardless. Good luck, Psycha Micah. You will still see the top of the hour ad break regardless. Okay? Because at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. And unless you have $6 in your pocket right now that you can use to subscribe, you're going to be hit with a 3-minute ad break. Here it is. Spartan Katie 21, thank you for the 5 tier 1 gift to subs. Macron said half of the arrests in Paris were immigrants, even though it's a lie. Look forward to the Dems doing the same in a couple of years. I'm surprised they haven't done it yet. I can't fix my tenants' apartments because of the gangs. It's not my fault. I'm a slumlord, Sag. You literally want to kill people with your new huge Toyota? What? I haven't even gotten it yet. The fuck? Also, the 4Runner is like, you know, it's big, but normal SUV by American standards, like smaller than the average SUV by American standards. It's just a SUV. I mean, I rest my case. Dare I say more? Interim police chief, woman. Yeah, something's going on here. Methinks it's woke.
Officers out here.
Oh my God. I think Republicans are going to start doing that. The methinks type shit. They already do like epic bacon posting.
That are out here tonight again. I've been out here for several weeks, making contacts with our residents, reassuring them about the criminal activity that's happening here and how we're going to address it. We're out here. We want to reassure the people that live in this community that we are actively investigating criminal activity that's happening and listening to them to...
It's giving woke. Silence is violence, Sweaty. Why are you silent about the Venezuelan gangs? I guess you don't care about brown people being terrorized. Vote for Trump and he will stop the gang activity.
So that we can learn anything that we're missing.
John McCain's son endorsed Harris. Bro, I cannot begin to explain to you. Like, I'm falling out of my chair with how little I give a fuck about John McCain's son. I didn't even know he had a son. I only knew he had an annoying ass daughter. There's a son now. He should have stopped fucking a long time ago. Well, he can't anymore because he's dead. But like, god damn, dude, what the fuck? Please, what are you saying? Oh, this is gonna have a momentous impact on the fucking election. Holy shit, dude. John McCain's son endorsed Kamala Harris? What the fuck? His son was captured until very recently, so... Wait, what? No way that both John McCain and his son were captured. No, you're lying. Shut the fuck up. Oh, you're joking. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, how far did the McCains just... The McCain incompetence strikes again. Something's just running the family. This is CNN.com front page news. Wow, they're really capturing the attention of what Americans care about. No, this right here, okay? This right here, chatters, is when the media is, unironically, Trump is right about this, doing liberal media shit, okay? This is when they want you to care about something that absolutely zero people will care about, and no one will remember this moment 3 months down the line, okay? But they'll still try it, you know? God bless them for trying, but no one fucking cares about this. Oh, I have a tummy ache.
Out a statement. Further, we don't know whether or not there is process underway to actually disrupt conspiracies, which would then be public in court documents.
I see. Okay.
So how bad do you think this is? I mean, obviously we're waiting on confirmation of exact ties to the gang, but you look.
Personally, I am very interested to find out what the fuck this ring footage is about.
So how bad do you think this is? I mean,
like, what were they doing?
Obviously we're waiting on.
Like, are they playing airsoft? Like, what's going on? I still don't have an answer for this. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I do think it's pretty funny that like that's all it took for people to be like, oh, this is obviously, it must mean that like there's a fucking Venezuelan gang that's running the slums now.
Confirmation of exact ties to the gang. But you look at that video and wow, is there something happening in that city, in that town? I mean, Aurora, just outside of Denver there, people are terrified about what they're seeing. I mean, they're ransacking the Target stores there. Businesses feel targeted. And I've worked the phones this week trying to get people to come on to talk about it. No one there wants to talk about it. Why?
Yeah, because it's not real. What the fuck? You're not. So you're literally admitting you're not doing journalism. Like, yo, I swear to God, you could convince like entire segments of the population that Wyoming is a real state. I know it's not. We all know it's not a real state here at the Hasan Ever broadcast, but like people could be convinced that there is just a state called Wyoming where there are more cows than people. Like, obviously we know the truth. It's not a real state. But people can be convinced of anything, including the statehood of Wyoming. Okay? Absolutely no one would believe that. Come on. At least pick a realistic name, right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They fear they will be targeted by these gangs.
And gangs rely on that fear to keep communities quiet. I saw that Aurora's creating a special task force. There's already task force and gang task forces.
Bro, if someone's knocking on my door and I look out of the fucking keyhole and I see a dude with a fucking sniper rifle, I'm not opening that door. You know what I'm saying? That's dangerous prospect right there. That's not good.
Tonight,
that can be oriented with federal dollars towards these gangs and to disrupt them. This is hugely concerning when you see that the level of violence and intimidation that's going on. And if law enforcement writ large, which will be required to disrupt this gang, doesn't focus on them, they're going to continue to grow.
There was a chance for the vice presidential nominee on the Republican side, J.D. Vance, to hit the Democrats nominee, Kamala Harris, on this. Watch here.
Kamala Harris let in people who shouldn't be in this country to begin with. Kamala Harris opened the border, suspended deportations on day one, and stopped.
Also, who does entry with a sniper rifle? Like that's just tactically a bad decision, you know? Like, who the fuck is literally knocking on the door with a sniper rifle, dog? What are you doing? Are you going to quick scope the guy inside? Like, how? You ain't FaZe Clan. You ain't fucking phased up, dog. You can't do that. That shit doesn't work in the real world, you know? You wouldn't understand libcug.
Stopped Donald Trump's Remain in Mexico policy. When Donald Trump is president, we're going to re-implement deportations, re-implement Remain in Mexico, and tell people they got to go back where they came from and come through the proper channels.
We know from polling that the economy is the #1 issue, but immigration is right below it. And is from your experience looking across the nation, you know, Colorado's not the only place dealing with this. What are you hearing from other entities?
It's wild how little we give a fuck about like the actual people that we supposedly are we supposedly seem to care about in this story, like the tenants that are being brutalized by this gang. And then, like, when tenants are actually asked, they're like, yeah, there's no fucking gang takeover, man. What the fuck are you talking about? And it's like, there's an absentee landlord, though. Okay. What is this? I've been getting stories of people, too. That tell the truth. They're afraid to speak out because no one does anything. Girl, I'm a property management in an apartment complex in Aurora, and we've been getting a large number of Venezuelans moving in, and the properties never looked as dirty as it does now. We charge them trash fees, but they don't care because they have all these fees organizations paying up for a year of rent. Also, gunshots at night and police never show up. I had a guy walking around with a knife and police never showed up. My husband had to stand up to the man. Wow, what a source. Thank you. Hey, look at my racist ass property manager source. Who are you going to believe? The actual victims of this supposed gang activity, who also happen to be brown, or this property manager that's saying Venezuelans are disgusting? Yo, this story is awesome. It contains multitudes. Okay? Yeah, we care about the tenants, by the way. Just, you know, not really that much because they're Venezuelan and also dirty because they're Venezuelan. Can I repeat that the Venezuelans are dirty tenants? Holy fuck. I'm Venezuelan and no fucking shot would I have not heard Venezuelan migrants are getting 1 year of free rent in the USA, Lamau. You've opened my eyes to the American brain rot and it's driving me insane. Yeah, no, because of this rumor, they're like evicting the Venezuelan families that live there, by the way.
Well, other entities, you're seeing violence we saw in New York, Louisiana, Miami. The most recent reporting has sex trafficking rings going all the way through Virginia and other states. So again, criminals are going to exploit the border. In order to exploit the border, they have to have relationships with Mexican cartels, which are very powerful. Venezuelan gangs operating in the United States with relationships with the Mexican cartels is very concerning for U.S. law enforcement. And when they go into these smaller towns, Aurora is a relatively large, but they're not a major metropolitan city like New York. There has to be federal resources directed to in order to disrupt this and dismantle this gang before it continues to grow in power.
You know, with your experience with working with gangs and fighting against them,
has anyone actually figured out where this fucking apartment ring video footage came from? Because I know it was like a lady who claimed to be in an apartment and scared of like the gang activity or whatever, and then they just like told her to get new locks on her door, and then also get ring cameras and whatever. And then she took this footage to a racist council councilwoman in Aurora, and then the councilwoman literally was like, we're going to move you out of there. And then they moved her to like a different apartment or something. Also, why do they cut the feed is immediately once the door opens? Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck it is. I don't know where the video came from. All I know is the person who was responsible for the footage from the door camera is like relocated to a better apartment, apparently, by the very same councilwoman that like has made this a national story.
You look at what's happening there in Denver, and reportedly, this gang has green-lighted their members to attack police. I mean, the worst kind of criminal is one who has no fear of repercussions, no fear of breaking the law, and no fear of police even confronting them. How do you fight this? When you're law enforcement, how do you show up and take care of these guys?
Well, first of all, you work in a joint environment where you have state, local, and federal law.
Well, they're being outright disrespectful to this guy working from home by making a big mess and being quite loud.
Law enforcement working together. You're aware of the threat, so you take huge precautions. But it is concerning that an armed gang would think that they could operate the same way in our country that they did in other countries, where we have reporting of them killing law enforcement that weren't cooperating with the gang. The way you do this is you create the task force and you operate with Safe Streets task forces to dismantle.
Will anyone be held accountable for just like making this a national news story? Of course not. Just like, remember the fucking week-long sequence of stories that came out of those like those migrant kids, like the teenagers who flipped off the cameras after they got arrested And then like the full footage came out. And then it turns out the cops were like attacking them first for no reason whatsoever. And they simply were defending themselves. And then, of course, they were released. But like it was far too late at that point. They had already like decided that they were going to run with the story anyway. Oh. "13 minutes ago, goddamn. This shit is like breaking news."
Well, some families in Aurora speaking up after reports and video came out of Venezuelan gangs taking over their apartments. Well, last week, city leaders acknowledged the presence of Venezuelan gang activity in the city. Came after a resident shared surveillance video showing men with guns in a hallway at a complex near 12th and Dallas. Well, today, residents there, along with former residents of an apartment on Nome Street, that one closed last month, well, they were there talking to reporters. They blame the building owner for what's happening.
Just like at Nome Street, the same landlord is here, and they're trying to push the blame on the families and the residents, but we're not going to let that happen.
They are demanding the city of Aurora hold the owners of the apartment complexes accountable. You can look for more on this afternoon's rally with your reporter for Aurora, Tori Mason. She's going to join us tonight.
Local level left. Jurinsky's in league with the slumlord, has been helping evict people and slowing the city from prosecuting him. Message you in Hoscourt as well. I worked with these people while I was in office. Would love to tell you what's going on. Sure. You wanna come on and talk to us? You said you were a council member, right? Or before? I think yesterday you said that, right? It's a fabricated story concocted in partnership with John Fabricatore. Okay, dude. Now that sounds fake. His name is John Fabricatore, and he's fabricating a story? Come on, dude. Come on, dude. The fuck?